I'm going vegan for an entire month. That means no meat, no cheese, no eggs, just plants. Fruits and vegetables should be safe to eat. So this is tofu. I also have like vegan sausages and all that stuff. The thing is though, with what I bought so far, it's gonna be really hard to make like a proper meal. All right, so the total came to 680 kroners, and this is not even half of what I need. So pretty expensive to be a vegan.
So far, I hasn't bought any grains, seeds, high protein, high calorie items, just vegan junk food and some fruits and vegetables, and then complained it's too expensive. Yeah, vegan junk food can be expensive. That's true.
When I do this now, I want to do it the right way. You know, I want to get all the supplements. I want to try to be as healthy as possible while doing this. That is a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth it.
The only essential supplements recommended for vegans are B12 and vitamin D if you don't go out in the sun a lot. They're recommended for meat eaters as well, and they're really not expensive.
Look how empty that looks. It looks so sad. This is what I have for dinner. Burgers and sausages. Being a vegan is already harder than I thought it'd be.
Well, it's going to get a lot harder too if that's all you're eating. Just pick up a vegan cookbook or watch a few vegan recipe YouTube videos. I mean, come on, man. It's really not rocket science.
I feel like I have a lot of energy, and I mean, it's early, but I think this is going to be pretty easy. I have a lot of vegan friends who are also climbers, strong climbers. They've been vegan for years. How hard can it be?
It's very unlikely that he'd be feeling an energy boost from eating vegan burgers and sausages for a day. And it is cool that he has vegan friends who are strong climbers, but it's useless if he's not going to ask them for help, which clearly he hasn't asked them so far. But yeah, let's see if he does.
People feel so strong about this, being vegans, being carnivore, and I really don't want to piss anyone off by doing this, but I'm just gonna give my honest opinion, and that's also why I think it's important to do this right, you know? Like, I want to try to be a vegan, and I want to do it in the best way possible, so that no vegans can afterwards say that, oh, you didn't do it the right way.
He already started by eating vegan junk food and what was probably a very nutritionally inadequate meal. As an athlete like this guy is, he's like a professional climber. He needs to get the right nutrition for that, otherwise he's going to start suffering, and he's already doing it all wrong.
Okay, so first cardio session since being a vegan. Either I'm gonna feel like super light or I'm gonna feel out of energy. I feel pretty gassed, to be honest. I feel like I have low energy. I'm not sure if it's placebo or not, but this first cardio session did not feel great, even though it was like a really light one.
If you're eating a deficient diet, especially one low in calories, as a high intensity athlete, you'll probably start feeling some negative side effects 3 days in, yeah. And if you were eating the same amounts as before but vegan, he probably wouldn't notice a difference. So he's just not eating properly.
My first ever vegan fedora order. Very excited. Okay, so spring rolls and like a vegan salad with something that looks like chicken. Still though, wonder if this is gonna satisfy me, because that is the main problem, you know. I think it all tastes good. It's just the feeling I get afterwards is not the same.
Well, yeah, you ordered fried spring rolls, which is basically light pastry and vegetables, and a salad with a bit of vegan chicken. That's not going to satisfy a high-level athlete. It wouldn't satisfy me, and I'm not a high-level athlete, so it's not going to satisfy him either. Guys, this isn't rocket science.
Wow. So it's only been a week, and I've already lost 1 kilo. Other than that, I don't feel that much different. I've been eating pretty much as much protein as I usually do, and also as many calories as I usually do. But 1 kilo in only a week, that is crazy.
So he claims he's been eating as much protein and calories as he usually does, but lost 1 kilogram in a week. So something's not adding up, right?
So the plan today is to go and try bench press and weighted pull-ups. I have my metrics from when I did creatine, and I think it's going to be very interesting to compare now and see. I don't think I've gotten any stronger, but to see if I've gotten weaker is going to be interesting.
Of course, you're going to get more pull-ups if you're taking creatine versus not taking creatine and under-eating. What a ridiculous comparison to be making here. Okay, so we're 1 week into this project, and the biggest thing is my crazy mood swings. I feel like one moment I'm happy and then I'm annoyed. Another thing is the social awkwardness. You know, when I go out and order food,
I have to be that guy that asks for something like special. I feel like I'm bothering people by asking a lot of questions and asking for the vegan stuff, and I can't go to certain restaurants. And also when I'm at home, I can't even have dinner with my girlfriend anymore. So we eat separate dinners.
Yeah, mood swings are another symptom of a calorie deficit. It could also be due to some addiction with the prior foods that he was eating, causing him some issues, maybe some withdrawal symptoms. But I mean, some of the things he said here are just ridiculous. Like, why can't you have dinner with your girlfriend? Just eat what you're eating at the same table as her. It's so dramatic. You're just doing an experiment for a video, man. You chose to try this out. You chose to do this challenge. And so, yeah, restaurants and stuff, all this is part of that. This is your job. I mean, it's a weird thing to complain about. And it makes me question how much of this video is real. It just seems all dramatized and a little bit acted at this point. And if you look at what he's eating, it seems like it's just plates of vegetables, like low calorie and low protein content. As an athlete, he's really going to suffer eating like that for a month.
I think a lot of people think that getting enough protein is difficult being on a vegan diet, but that's not really been the case for me. I eat a lot of nuts, peanut butter, beans, peas, like there's so many different things that have a lot of protein in it. So I would say that I'm getting pretty much the same amount of calories and protein as I usually do.
Finally, he highlights some vegan protein sources, but his hesitation on pretty much the same tells me a lot. It lacks a lot of confidence. I don't think he's tracking it. I think he's eating less and getting less protein, getting less calories. I think he's not even aware of it. I think he thinks he's getting enough and he's not tracking it properly.
Okay, 105, that was definitely max. Oh my God, that was a struggle. 60 kilos would be good today, I think. Well, that felt pretty easy actually. A little bit disappointed with my bench press, but this, I think I feel stronger than I thought I would. My chin was just above the bar, but it wasn't much. That is still a bit away from what I did when I was on creatine, but pretty good, I would say. I'm happy with that. Like this one is so much worse than the Beastmaker, so. Maybe a second longer or something. Well, I've definitely gotten weaker. First days have been really rough. Now it's starting to get a little bit better though. So I'm excited to see how climbing is gonna feel. I feel sharp today though. Like I have some clarity.
His commentary is all over the place. He feels bad, he feels sharp, he's strong, but now he's struggling. It's just all over.
Today I'm really struggling.
Now he's struggling again.
I don't know, I just feel low on energy. The food doesn't taste great. It's the 13th day. Tomorrow I have a weigh-in. I did not think this was gonna be that hard. When I set out to do this, I thought, yeah, a month of being vegan is easy. But right now, I'm just kind of hating my life a little bit.
Bro, it's the same flavors you're used to eating, but just on different products. You can make vegan food taste the same as meat. You just use the same spices. What a weird comment to make. And as for his tiredness or whatever, I mean, who knows what's going on? He's all over the place. And a lot of this really does feel like it's drama for the video. It just feels acted, scripted.
Also, my training sessions, some of them, I mean, they've been okay, but I feel like I'm out of energy a lot quicker than I used to be. And just not motivated. Life seems so great. Right now it's raining outside too, and I'm just like, don't have a lot of motivation.
I can guarantee he has these days regularly where he feels weaker than usual, down in the dumps, grey skies, low motivation, woe is me. The difference is he wouldn't normally share this. He's only sharing it now because he's doing a vegan challenge and it helps with the content.
I mean, we're 2 weeks into the experiment and I've already lost quite a bit of weight. So I'm curious how it's going to be at the end of this experiment.
Remember, he said he was getting the same amount of protein and everything as before. You don't drastically lose weight if you're eating a similar amount of calories and protein.
Yeah, I'm really not feeling good today. I feel dizzy. Like I feel like I'm about to faint. I think I'm just going to quit this session. There's no point when I'm feeling like this. I just feel like weak and miserable.
This is what happens when you're eating in a calorie deficit and you try to do intensive exercise. Also, to me, this whole scene, this whole bit just feels completely acted. The camera angle even feels set up as if they know he's going to fall, that they track him perfectly. I like Magnus's content. I'm not a hater, but this genuinely feels staged for dramatic effect.
So I almost did a huge mistake. I ordered this protein shake. It has vanilla protein. I didn't realize that vanilla protein was also whey protein, which is an animal product. So I'm not going to be drinking this, but this was really, really close.
I don't want to be judgmental or harsh here, but this is really not giving us a lot of confidence in his knowledge of nutrition and diet and vegan products, really, is it? I mean, he's done no prep for this challenge at all.
I'm curious what the weight is going to say today. I think that it might be pretty low because I have been working out lately and I haven't been able to eat as much as I should, but we'll see. I have not weighed myself in a week. I wonder how big the difference is going to be. 72.7. So I've lost like a kilo since last time. 11.5% body fat. I'm glad this is coming to an end because I can't keep losing weight like this.
So he admits that he hasn't been eating as much as he should have been with his workouts, which is exactly what I've been saying all along. I think his diet has been all over the place, and that explains his lack of and regain of energy throughout the video. It's wild to me that he's saying he can't continue living like this as if it's the vegan diet that's the problem, when it's clearly him who's the problem. It's the fact that he's been under eating. He admitted he hasn't been eating well, and I would guess that he's not been eating properly this entire challenge.
So now it's back to not feeling great again. I feel low on energy, and also recently I feel like I'm not eating as healthy anymore. In the beginning I ate a lot of vegetables and a lot of good stuff, but recently I've been craving like, I don't know, more normal foods. I tend to get like noodles. There's like basically no nutrition in it. Peanut butter jelly sandwich I made a lot of. But it's like all the salads and stuff, I feel so sick of all the salad. I also question how good a diet is where you have to take this many supplements.
Yeah, we know you've not been eating healthy. You weren't eating healthy in the beginning. So I don't know why you're saying you are. We saw what you were eating. You admitted it. You've been eating junk food with a few vegetables from the start, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. For an elite athlete, okay, as a treat, or maybe in addition to a nutritionally adequate diet, but he's really showing he has no clue about food here, that this is really bad. And he said he's sick of eating salad. I mean, he's clearly not been eating enough for this entire challenge. Salad is a side dish for elite athletes, not a main dish. And the supplements thing again. You only need to take vitamin B12 and D supplements. The others he's taken are by choice. And he was likely already taking these supplements before, but just through meat, dairy, or eggs, because farm animals are given vitamin supplements in their feed and sometimes even directly injected.
And today I'm also gonna test the kilter problem that I tried one of the first days and see if I've gotten stronger or weaker. It's hard to say. I mean, I've lost some weight, but I feel weaker.
So after explaining how he hasn't been eating well and feels shit, he's gonna go and try a really hard challenge. This is so dumb.
I have a few good attempts, but I run out of energy so quickly. Like normally I have, I would say, around 30 good attempts. Now maybe only 10. So that's the main difference. Now I just feel way worse than last time.
And the climbing challenge doesn't go well. What a surprise.
Okay, so now I'm gonna measure my body parts. Sounds a little bit wrong, but I'm gonna do biceps, chest, and waist and compare it to earlier. I have lost fat, I think. The question is, have I also lost muscle? My right bicep used to be 39 centimeters and it's flexed, I think. Last time I did it flexed as well. 36.5. That is quite a big difference, 2.5 centimeters in difference. All right, so that used to be 37.5 and now it's 35.5. So I've lost 2 centimeters on this and 2.5 on this. And then the chest, that's gonna be interesting. Chest used to be 111 centimeters. Now it's 104. So I've lost 7 centimeters around the chest. And then waist, 82 centimeters. Used to be 85 centimeters. Now it's 82. So quite a big difference. It's almost like I reversed the gains I got from the creatine. Now I'm like back to where I started. which is a little bit demotivating, you know, because I took creatine for 3 months to get bigger and stronger. And now I'm basically back to where I started.
So he admits he was taking creatine for 3 months and training hard with sufficient calories and protein. Then he stopped taking creatine, started eating a calorie and protein deficient diet of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, noodles and salads. And he's now complaining that he lost all his gains because of the vegan diet. Amazing. There are vegan bodybuilders and elite vegan athletes, and Magnus even knows some of them. Like he said earlier, he knows he's been doing all this wrong, and he asked no one for help. This is wild.
The positive effects of being a vegan has been, I've slept really well. Like my sleep has gotten better. I also feel like the blood flow, like the blood is flowing better in my body. I used to have eczema. I haven't been bothered with that lately. That might be because it's summer, it might be placebo, it might be something else, but that might have something to do with the diet.
So the positives are probably from removing problem foods from his diet that he was eating before. People report feeling better blood flow and skin problems improving after removing meat and dairy, especially after a prolonged period of time. But as he was very likely under-eating as well, he also got these very negative side effects, which anyone gets when they under-eat, vegan or not.
Those were the positives, and now the negatives are I've lost weight, fat, but also a lot of muscle. Also, it's expensive, like really expensive if you want to do it right with all the supplements and all the vegetables and like the healthy stuff.
It's not expensive, and he didn't do it right, as we already established. He did this vegan diet challenge in probably the dumbest way you could do it.
In the beginning, I ate really healthy, but then gradually I started eating more like processed foods. I know there's a term called fat vegan, and I feel like I can relate a little bit to that.
He ate badly from day one. I don't get why he's lying here. We all saw it. He started the challenge with unhealthy processed food and spoke about how he was eating a lot of salad and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is not a sufficient diet for someone training at his level. Someone like him needs to be eating calorie and protein dense foods in every meal. Things like tofu, seitan, TVP for protein, potatoes, pasta for carbs, various legumes, nuts, seeds, you know, for that combination of fat, carbs and protein that he needs to operate at that level. Someone at his level of activity should also be incorporating protein shakes for that easy boost to his protein intake, which is great if you're a really busy guy like he seems to be. And I'm sure he was doing that before he started this vegan challenge too. He attempted a drastic dietary change as an elite athlete without consulting a registered dietitian or even getting help from his mates, and ended up doing it wrong and feeling bad. Unsurprising. I've got no issue with what Magnus calls fat vegans, like people who want to eat junk food and just enjoy life but do it in a vegan way. But if you're trying to be an elite athlete or just want to live as a healthy person, you don't want to rely on junk food, vegan or not. There are a million different variations of a vegan diet you could eat, and so many of them are healthy. We can't ignore the psychological bias here with Magnus's video. He's probably unconsciously negative towards the vegan diet because he misses his favorite products, and he's ignoring other factors that could be causing his issues for the sake of a more simple black and white video. So he can say things like, it's the vegan diet causing my weakness, not me massively under-eating. Too many people live on vegan junk food or under-eat, then blame it all on the vegan diet when they get sick and unhealthy. This has to stop. I'm vegan because animals aren't products. They're complex, emotional, and conscious. Breeding, mutilating, and killing animals for things I don't even need is something I'll never support. It's really not that difficult to stay healthy in order to avoid supporting those industries that abuse animals. Just put in literally the tiniest bit of effort to learn about vegan nutrition and prepare yourself. Challenge22.com is a great place to start.